What's up, everybody? Happy Mother's Day 2020. Mother's Day, quarantine Mother's Day. I'm Xavier Garcia. This is the Ultimate Psychology channel. I'm creating awesome videos to cure all your life. So check it out. We have an unprecedented Mother's Day, and yet mothering and parenthood is still going on. Quarantine or no quarantine, right? It's one of the toughest jobs in the world. We have all had a mother. We've all had a relationship with a mother. We've all had some type of experience or perception of what a mother is, what ought to be. And some of us, even though we all come from a mother, come from women, not all of us have had a relationship with a mother or even had one at the ultimate level, right? We've all had different experiences. For myself, I've had the most loving mother, the most supportive mother, and nobody's perfect. Hindsight is 2020, and looking back, asking her, she would have done things differently. But I turned out to become the man who I am today. I never felt that she never not loved me and supported me. And we have the relationship that we have that, it's taken its, turn around the world, and it's coming full circle. I'm coming up on having a child soon, God willing. And so, it's a great experience to go through this transition again. And my mother, just to kind of brag on my mom a little bit, this may not be all of your experiences. You know what, before I even get into my own mom, which is a beautiful thing, or maybe just stay with me for a second, but it comes to honoring our mothers, and especially on a day like this, and every day is like, ought to be Mother's Day, okay, or every day is Valentine's Day, or every day is supposed to be something special, and it is, but we have to treat every day special. Life is short. We can't take things for granted. We can't take the people who in our lives for granted. We never know when they're going to leave this world and in which way they're going to leave. And so we want to have our lives kind of when we get to an age of maturity, whatever that means to you, whether it's at 18, whether it's younger, or till you're 35 or 40. Whatever that age is, you have to take personal responsibility for your relationships and for the quality of them. Now, it does take two, but you need to put in 120%. And when it comes to your family relationships, your biological family relationships, or the people that you call your family, it's incumbent on you to take the responsibility, to take the initiative, and to turn that relationship into its optimal quality. And I know when I kind of branched out, trying to be an adult, going out and doing the adulting thing, I was the biggest mama's boy for the longest time, and I couldn't survive without her. But she was strong enough to kind of draw the line and have the boundaries to make me do my own thing, and stressed out for a long time, but I figured it out. She gave me so much love. She gave me more than enough love that it compensated for my lack of skills, my lack of life skills. And as Eric Thomas, fellow motivational speaker, says, average skill, phenomenal will. Well, I had less than average skill, and I had phenomenal love, and that's the gift, the present that she's always given me. She's beautiful. She won I hope I don't mean to be embarrassing her. She's watching. She was like the queen of the Mexican Independence Day parade when in her younger days, and so we always call her La Reina, which is like the queen. Forget where I was going with that, but oh yeah. So when my dad passed away back in 2014, she was kind of the inspiration for me that to still be hopeful about the world, that there's still beauty in the world, not only obviously inside and out. And so but a lot of I know people who haven't had their mothers, and we're on different journeys, and different experiences happen to us at different times and chapters of our lives. I've been blessed to have her. Now I'm a 37-year-old man. She's still in my life, and the best is still yet to come. I know some of you don't have that experience, or your relationship might be strained, or or maybe it is just as wholesome as it can be, as whole as it can be. And so I want to acknowledge our mothers, and for all the hard, tough work that it takes. A lot of you mothers out there, you're doing it without a man, you're doing it without a husband, the father of the children. Single mothers out there, it's at an increasing rate higher than it's ever been before, and that's unfortunate. And there's good things that can come out of there's exceptional experiences, but on the vast majority, statistically speaking, kids who come from a single parent background don't turn out or don't perform or don't thrive as well in life as adults, statistically speaking. Of course, there's those exceptions, but and bravo to you, but you do have a tough job, husband or not, having a father for the children or not. It's a tough job, especially, things are changing and the roles are changing in terms of being more comprehensive. It's like parenting 2.0, as we're kind of evolving and getting better as humans, where we're taking more ownership of men being more caretakers, women being allowed to work some more if that's their choice. I don't know I'm not gonna say it's beneficial or not, but it has its pros and cons, and same thing with the fathers. And so, but I kind of wanted to stress the point of two things about honoring our mothers, and whether you've had a good relationship with or not. This goes for boys and girls, men and women, sons and daughters. This is why I'm talking to you guys, to take responsibility for your relationship with your mothers, especially as you're getting older and they're getting older. You're going to become the caretaker mode, and I want to challenge you to, for your own self-interest, to take care of them better than you ever have before, even if they don't deserve it. Yeah, you might have been part of the, what they call it, the, when they say about fathers, oh, he was just a sperm donor, or you could just say that about your mother. She was just the egg donor, right? But even if that's at the very minimum, you need to find something good or positive to say about them, and then go from there. You need to be an adult. You need to be a superior person who can compliment that person for one great thing. And that's pretty much easy to do. I'm pretty much speaking to the choir when it comes to most of our mothers. But I want some of you guys to think about that. They do have great quality relationships with their mothers that not everybody else does, and to find out what it is that makes your mother special, and that your relationship, how you can make it even better. Obviously, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. But having the ownership, whether someone, because the Bible says you must honor your parents, honor your mother and your father. And that means you don't have to like them necessarily, but you have to honor them and giving them that gift for your personal growth. And because in the end, about curing all your life, you might not be able to cure a relationship, but you can cure yourself and your own wounds. My mom has, growing up, had a lot of mommy guilt, right? She's like, oh, if I would have done this, things would have been better. You wouldn't have had to struggle through that. And some of those things are true, but I had to reassure her, give her that reassurance. Just like you may have to give your mother some reassurance. I was like, Mom, aren't you proud of me? Like, I'm doing great. I'm doing well. But you could have been better, mijo. But it's like, no, it's not that at all. Like, I'm doing great. I'm doing well for my life. Not that my mom thinks any less of me. I love the stage that we're at, where, of course, I'm a 37-year-old man, but that she can look at me and she says, mijo, I know you're taking care of that. You can take care of yourself. And that's like the biggest compliment that she's ever paid me. When I went on this self-improvement journey, and back in those days, it was like she'd never heard of such a thing, and neither did any of our family. And so they're like, dude, you need to get a real job, you need to go to school, you need to do something serious. And even her, she had a lack of faith and lack of belief, the lack of vision. Obviously, I didn't know how to share it, and I did the best I could, but I failed at that, and I don't blame her for not believing in me when it came to that. But she still loved me always, no matter what, and all she cared for was my well-being, and that when she knew that I was taking care of myself, and that I wasn't damaging myself with drugs or going to jail and stressing her out from some of those self-inflicted things, maybe it wasn't a super high performance, but I wasn't doing anything to hurt myself, then that she knew I was okay and I was in God's hands. Fortunately, kept working through things. Now I can come back and make videos like this. I have my wife to kind of give me some social proof that, hey, I'm a good quality guy, quality man, and that someone believes in me. And so my mom is like, she's happy, and knowing that God willing, pretty soon she's gonna become a great grandmother. That things come full circle. I'm curious to ask her some questions today as I get to call her. This is Mother's Day 2020. I'm recording this video today, so whenever you watch this. But honor your mothers. Help them to become their best version by not being controlling or overbearing. I had that problem. Obviously my parents split when I was 3. she got remarried, and then that relationship lasted for a while, but that didn't go either, and um, that commitment didn't last. And I know when she was trying to find the next love of her life, I became overbearing, and I became controlling, and because I had such a heart and love for my mom, and I had her such on a high standard, high pedestal, that I was like, nobody's good enough for you. No, I thought nobody was good enough for her, and that was damaging. That was interfering with her relationships, and it interfered with her marriage that dissolved, and maybe that would have dissolved anyways. But I know I didn't help the situation, so I've had to ask her for forgiveness for that. And of course, she forgives, and in a loving way. But I really try to continue to reassure, like, with whatever situations in life, that she's unconditionally loved, and she's perfect just the way she is. And I want to see nothing but her happiness. I share her with 3 or 4 other siblings, and I'm the oldest, and so I have some younger siblings, and they require a lot of her attention, even to this day, as they are young adults. And we're not living in the same town, so in the same city. So I make that phone call once a week, and we have that conversation, whether it be long or short. She was she worked in a phone company, so she that's where I get my communication skills, a lot of them from her. And so it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And but I know, like, it's my dream to want to be able to feel what it was like to be that single child, that one and only child, because I was her first. And if you're not her first, and you're somewhere in the middle, that you have a unique one-on-one relationship with her, and for you to find your niche and find that group, so that becomes the ultimate optimum version of what you guys can create. Because it's a beautiful thing in your life, which we all want to be able to say, that we can get along with everyone in our circle, right? Would I have married my wife without my mother's approval? Yes. But my intention in going out and seeking a wife, not only was she, beside the fact that she was God-given, my wife, that I in one way had nothing to do with it, but it was my hope that I would love my wife and that my family would love her too. And I got my cake and I'm able to eat it too. And so, missing the point there, but seek to find your relationship with your mother. Continue to carve it out. Find out what your guys' groove is, what your relationship, so that it can carry on. When you have that mother relationship intact, just like if you have your father relationship intact and you're at peace with it and it's good, then there's no regrets, because life is short. And if that she were to leave today or leave tomorrow, or that you would, that yes, it would be a loss, but at the same time, you know that you had completion in your relationship, you'd be at peace. And so I'm wishing my mom many more decades to go, but we want to start from a place of being at peace with someone, so that every day is a bonus, and it's just a joy, and it's beautiful. So go out there, enjoy your mothers, appreciate them, create the best quality relationship you can with them. And because when you have that set, it sets the foundation for all the other relationships in your life. And if you don't have a mother, if you didn't have a mother growing up, or if you had a stepmother, you can still create the same things and honor them. Don't put them down. Not that most people don't. It's kind of innate for us to not do those things. But everybody's situation is different, and I want to cover the gamut here, because from A to Z, from the full spectrum. Yeah, I love your mothers. I had a stepmother, and my father remarried, and she was just the most beautiful soul, the most beautiful being. And I'm the type of kid that grew up and thought, like, I was so strict and so uptight and so honorable in a good way, that I didn't make mama jokes. And when people made mama jokes, I remember getting in fights because I didn't understand the joke or get the humor in it. Now hopefully I have some more humor. Not that I still make those jokes at all, or like to hear them, but so that being said, that shows you how much I honored my mother. You better not what you say about my mom, right? And so that when my dad remarried, I was kind of not sure, like, what to call this woman, or what's this relationship like. And she was so loving and caring on me, and my mom saw that. Like, my mom gave her, such a classy lady, a classy woman, she gave her the privilege of me saying that it was okay for me to call her mom. And so my stepmom, Kina, God rest her soul, she passed away a year after my dad passed away. We like to think she died of a broken heart, but she's just an impactful woman, And you know, we still honor and love her today. So whether stepmoms out there, you can make a huge, and I can get sentimental thinking about it, you can make a huge impact on your stepchildren, and you can be there for them. And you know, that's your role. And I know some women have a challenge with that, just like all step parents have a challenge of, you know, growing their hearts and having that magnitude where they can cover all their children, all the children that God brings into your lives. And so each and every single one is precious. Yes, they're different, they're unique, but you can honor and you can still grow those relationships to their ultimate version. And I make no qualms with my daughter, my stepdaughter, that hey, there are going to be some things that are different. It's just, there's just biological needs and pulls, but you know, we put the blood of Christ on everything. And as far as I'm concerned, God gave me her first. And so I'm going to always honor my daughter as my first child and my first daughter. And so that's just the message out for today. Love your parents, take care of your moms, surprise them, do something different, ask them questions, especially if you're in your journeyhood to become a parent yourself. You know, have your mom and your wife, men out there, husbands out there, you know, have them get along and on the same page so that the whole family unit is strong, because we're stronger together. And right now under this quarantine, you know, it's hard to have that proximity always. So really reach out, have some FaceTime with them. You know, Google some questions to ask your mom on Mother's Day, and ask a few of those just for conversation starters, and see where those conversations go. You know, if you get a little resistance because she's not used to talking maybe like that, that's okay. Press on, because there's going to be a blossoming of that. And if your mom's already a talker and a lover, and maybe she needs to mind her own space sometimes because she's all up in your business, you know, let her go there with her, okay? Allow her to have her space, and she feels comfortable. And when you probably give permission for that, she'll probably learn to back off and know her space, because we all have our own spaces, and we all need to have boundaries, even though we have unlimited, unflowing, unconditional love. That being said, God bless you guys. Thank you for watching. Get back to your mothers, and until the next video, I'm Xavier Garcia signing out. Love with freedom. Peace.